Hey everybody, Buzzsaw Gaming here, hanging out yet again with Mr. Buzzsaw, hanging out right there on the Atari Jaguar controller. Mr. Retro Game Lover himself, here to bring you my best horror games. In the background right there, you have the beauty that is Parasite Eve. PS1 game. Absolutely love it. Anyways, this horror genre, I mean, it's been around for a long time. I mean, who doesn't like a good jump scare? You know, something more adult themed, something more gruesome. Everybody loves that idea of being alone and just you and your wits, and you're able to outsmart all these monsters and demons and things like that, and zombies and other things like that. So thought I'd bring you the best horror games that I have in my collection. Feel free below to put down some of your favorite horror games. I haven't played them all. I don't own them all, so there's definitely some that I'm missing as well. But here I have a whole mix that goes across many platforms. I mean, a lot of this really started in the PS1 era. Oh, Mr. Buzzsaw agrees right there, that big yawn. But also, you know, some earlier as well, like in TurboGrafx days, you know, Atari Jaguar, you know, threw its hat in the ring as well. So anyways, yeah, the horror genre is just fun. It keeps going. I mean, you can divide it into subgenres of horror even. So there's a lot going on in this, and people do appreciate these kind of games. And yeah, I have a decent collection. I have about 10 right here, which I like to show. The first one here is D2 on Dreamcast. Now this is a big thick case here with 4 CDs in it. Now Dreamcast was famous for survival horror and just horror games in general. They have a lot of them. My favorite one being here, D2. I know the original D was on Sega Saturn, I believe. And yeah, here you're in an airplane flying through, you know, on a snowy day, you know, high in the mountains somewhere. Your plane crashes and, well, you know, what happens? Zombie apocalypse. So it's very fun. You got these really super creepy monsters. It's just an awesome entry into the horror genre. The next one here, PlayStation 1, Parasite Eve. This one's really cool too. I mean, it basically takes place in New York City. I mean, you're this you know, young detective and basically investigating what's going on. Super cool. Mr. Buzzsaw right there moving around a bit. And yeah, just a really cool graphics. It's got a really cool intro. I've always liked the intro right here, so it's pretty cool right there playing on the CRT. You can see how gruesome it is. And yeah, you pick up weapons, you're going through sewers. It's a, you know, really cool game as well on the original PlayStation. Absolutely love it. And moving back a bit in generation to the 4th generation, TurboGrafx 16, Splatterhouse. Now this is more of a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but it definitely fits in the horror genre. You're going around with a 2x4 mashing zombies for the most part, or with a shotgun. Absolutely fun. I mean, what hasn't been said about this game? It's one of my all-time favorite games of all time. It's still so much fun, arcadey fun. The prior two had more of a storyline, let's say, as far as details and all that, because they're on newer consoles and they had the capability to do that. But Splatterhouse right here, the original. Next, Devil's Crush. Okay, it's a pinball game. Yes, it is, but I think it fits quite nicely into this horror theme. It's quite gruesome. It's basically a pinball / platform game. It's unique. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. Devil's Crush is so much fun. Such a great game. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have played this by now, but it just shows the beauty of TurboGrafx 16. Absolutely love it. Super cool, super awesome. Next, Doom, the Atari Jaguar version with Mr. Buzzsaw right there in the background. It's my favorite version of Doom on Atari Jaguar. Of course, in the horror genre, I had to mention this. You know, some people might include it or not, but I think it is on the horror side, considering the monsters that you're fighting. So definitely Doom. I mean, I've spoken a lot about this game on my channel, so I won't go into too much detail, but on the Atari Jaguar, absolutely awesome. You know, one of the earlier games as well, you know, they kind of brought that genre to life. Absolutely love it, the original Doom. Resident Evil 2. Right here I have my complete in box version on the Nintendo 64. Now this is the game that should not have been. It's, you know, Resident Evil came out on the original PlayStation, and I believe on Saturn as well. And Resident Evil 2 is a big upgrade to the original. It's a great game, absolutely love it. You know, it wasn't supposed to come to Nintendo 64, but somehow they made it happen, and it's a really nice version. I really like Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. Again, that survival horror, that horror genre, it's just absolutely fun. It's fantastic. It's gruesome. It's everything you want in a Resident Evil game. Oh, Mr. Buzzsaw peeking through right there. We'll see how he comes through. Anyways, Resident Evil 2 right there, Nintendo 64. And then coming into a little bit more modern gaming, the PS2. I mean, the PS2 is just famous for, you know, the horror genre. They have a lot of really good games. Absolutely awesome horror games, I would say. And Half-Life. Half-Life is really a computer game, and I believe it came to console only on PS2. So this is the original Half-Life on PS2. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool game. I mean, you're just like this scientist going deep inside. They're doing these weird experiments, and of course some weird thing happens. Everything blows up. I mean, deep underground somewhere in this, you know, secret military lab, and you know, comes out these horrific monsters. So that's Half-Life. I mean, it's a great game. It fits wonderfully into the horror genre. So much fun. You know, absolutely love it as well. PS2 does a great job in this genre. Next, Cold Fear. Now, if you watch my Xbox, you know, top 5 in Xbox, you know, Cold Fear was there. I know it's also on PS2. Here I have the Xbox version, and I have it on, I have the Blockbuster video version as well. Rent or buy. Buy now, $9.99. Anyways, this is an awesome game. I mean, I won't go into too much detail about it because I did on the Xbox video. But yeah, I mean, you're basically exploring this this abandoned Russian whaling ship that's, you know, rusted in the ocean, and it's a huge storm, of course, massive rain, you know, waves pounding the ship, and you're part of this, I guess, this elite squad to kind of check out what's going on, and you know. What happens? Well, zombie apocalypse, you know, horrible monsters everywhere, and you're trapped on a ship. And not only that, you have the elements of the waves pounding the ship, moving the ship around, throwing you around. So it's really cool. It's a really cool game. And as far as the horror genre, it's a really nice entry. There's another one similar to this on Dreamcast called Carrier, which I could have brought out as well. I have that as well, but that's kind of a similar type idea. And oh my gosh, PS2 bringing it with Silent Hill 2. Here I have the greatest hits version. Now this game is beyond creepy. I mean, just the beginning. You're just walking around, I mean, in this like just super foggy town. I mean, it's just, it's just the creep factor is, you know, pushed up to 10 on this one for sure. You know, it's a classic. It's an amazing game. It beats out the original Silent Hill. It made it a better version, just like Resident Evil 2 made the original a better version. So absolutely love it. These just absolutely creepy, horrific monsters in the game. So much fun. Silent Hill 2 has to be on the list for the best horror games. And my final entry, number 10 out of all of these. It's not really a numbered list, but it's the 10th one here. The Last of Us. Here I have the remastered version on PS4, since my most modern console is PS4. All of my collecting stopped at 6th generation, so I do have a PS4, and luckily I do. I have the PlayStation's hit version. Last of Us Remastered. I mean, this game is beautiful. This is just one of the, I mean, it's a modern game. It's beautiful. I just love riding around on the horse, like through this, like, you know, zombie apocalypse. I mean, they call the zombies clickers in here. I don't know why. Well, I make a clicking sound. I guess that's why. And just, you can see just the growth, like the vegetation growing through the cities, and it just did a wonderful job. It did a really, 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 really good job. I mean, absolutely awesome. I mean, Last of Us 2 also is an awesome game. I just don't like the storyline as much as this one. I think this is the all-time classic as far as the Last of Us series is concerned. Beautiful entry into the horror genre. Super creepy. Super fun, especially when you have no weapons and you just you basically have to stab the the clickers, and it's pretty frightful in some places, and in some spots it's really hard to get through. Anyways, panning back out, those are my best horror games across all platforms. Right there. Mr. Buzzsaw peeking through between Doom and Devil's Crush. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, please put below, like, what are some of your favorite horror games across different platforms. Would love to hear about it. Appreciate all the likes and subscribes and all the kind words you guys have. And yeah, if you made it this far, put a lizard emoji down there. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.